What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. I haven't filmed a video in a very long time because I've just been struggling to find the will to live. But I was in the shower 5 minutes ago and I got a kick of dopamine, so we're gonna film a video. And today's video is car facts you definitely didn't know. And I will admit it from now, some things you guys probably know, but I have to make the title dramatic so you can click on the video and get clickbaited. We're gonna talk about things that many people probably don't know. So let's get into today's video. Alright, so the first thing we're gonna talk about is the first V8 engine ever made. Now, Rolls-Royce in 1905, yes, in 1905 made a 3.5 liter V8 engine, which was the first V8 engine ever made, but they only made 3 of them and then they went back to making V6s. Now, why they did that, you might ask, I actually don't know at all. But that doesn't mean I'm unprepared, it just means you know, there's very little facts about things from 1905. But I can tell you something about 1905. I wasn't born. That's a stinky one. But anyways, the first V8 engine ever made was a Rolls-Royce engine, which is cool to hear. Next up is something that's a little bit less interesting. It is the slowest car ever made. The slowest car ever made is called the Peel P50. Now, in my opinion, that's not really a car because take a look. It doesn't look much like a car, but it actually got a Guinness World Record thingy that says that it's the slowest car ever made. In my opinion, that record belongs to, you know, BRZs and GTIs, but we're not gonna get into it. Surprisingly, nobody gets upset. I've been saying a lot of negative things about BRZs and GTIs and people don't seem to complain in the comments, which tells me that you guys are all well-educated, smart people who have taste in cars. You guys saw what the car looks like. It definitely doesn't look like it's going to be doing 0 to 60 in any time at all. It doesn't even look like it's going to do 60, to be honest with you. Next up is the first car manufacturer ever. Now, the first company to produce cars which was originally a coffee company. So they started as a coffee company and then coffee. I can't remember if it was a coffee company or a cafe racer motorcycle company. They make these bikes, call them cafe something. No. Let's just say they make coffee and then, you know, they went from making coffee to making cars, and the first car they made was in 1882, which is a very long time ago. But 1 year later, Mercedes came out with their first car, apparently. Everything I say in this video is apparently, okay? Because we don't know. Next up is the world's most selling car as of 2022, or in 2022. And it was Toyota Corolla. Now, one of the lamest cars ever built. I understand not everybody's into cars and they're made to commute. I mean, take the bus. Why buy a Corolla when you can just take the bus? But you can even drive you can take an Uber. But anyways, I'm not gonna hate on people's cars because yes, I do drive an EcoBoost Mustang and life is. But moving on. Toyota sold 2 million units of Corollas just in 2022, which is a lot of cars. Now, obviously, a lot of those are going to be used for businesses and taxis and all sorts of things. Because yes, it is a very fuel-efficient car. Toyotas are very reliable. And you know, the stuff we've been hearing our whole life. But what is the most sold car ever? It is, surprisingly, the VW Beetle. Now, one of the ugliest cars ever made, one of the dumbest cars ever made, one of the slowest cars ever made, one of the most unreliable cars ever made, definitely one of the top 10 worst cars ever made. But despite all of that, it sold 21 million units. Okay, from 2004, 2002, 2004, 21 million. So they had to make 21 million units from that. Like that thing, they produced it. They produced it 21 million times, which is crazy to think about, considering what it is. But again, I know not everybody's into cars and I respect that and I understand. I don't respect it and I don't understand why buy a Beetle when you can buy literally anything else, right? You can buy a scooter. It'll get you places faster and you won't look like a. But yeah, according to my very unreliable research, that is the world's most sold car. I mean, I can't really think of many other cars that have been sold over 21 million times. Maybe the Toyota Corolla, if it sold 2 million units just last year, it could be close to the Beetle, but I don't know. Don't blame me, blame Google. Next up is most expensive car ever sold, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people know this one. It was a Ferrari 250 GTO, and you know, everybody's seen Ford versus Ferrari. Everybody's seen, you know, the cool Ferrari that was beating Ford and winning races in Le Mans 24. Blah, blah. It's a great car, don't get me wrong, but it sold for $70 million US. Now, you and I, and probably everybody you know and everybody I know, is gonna live their whole life and work like dogs, and we're gonna save up as much money, as we possibly can, and in our lifetime, we're not even going to make $70 million. Despite Escape the Matrix and everything we're seeing on TikTok, it's just, you know, $70 million is a little bit crazy, right? Because you have all these people that say, oh, I'm going to buy a Ferrari next year. I'm going to work so hard when I'm 24. I'm going to have a... Like, listen. It's good to have dreams, but keep your dreams to yourself, right? Keep your dreams to yourself. I don't care. Nobody cares. Like, you want to work hard. You want to buy a Lamborghini. Good for you. Back to what we were talking about, $70 million. $70 million is what it sold for. It sold to some guy in America. I can't remember his name anymore, but it's definitely a very, very rich guy, because for you to go out and blow $70 million on a car doesn't mean that you just have $70 million. It means that you had $70 million in change that you decided to throw on a car. But the most expensive sticker price on a car, as funny as it may seem, it's a British car. And nothing against British cars, but they're extremely unreliable and, you know, extremely overpriced for the most part. I like some British cars. McLarens are nice, but they're unreliable. I'm even guilty of liking the newer Defender, the coupe one. I think it's a very cute car. It looks very different. It looks very cool. Probably unreliable. Before you tell me you follow a guy who has a Defender and it doesn't break down, it doesn't. British cars are cool. They look cool. Some of them even sound cool. And some of them are even fast, but they're just all unreliable pieces of garbage. So that car costs over $13 million. 1-3, that is. $13 million. Now, I can't think of many cars that could cost $13 million. That one, which to be more specific, the Bentley boat tail. Now the car doesn't look special, to be honest with you. Yeah, the tail looks like a boat, but you can just go buy a boat. If you want a car that looks like a boat, you can just... Boat. Won't cost you over $50,000. You want a boat? You go get yourself one of those. You can even get a base model boat. I'm pretty sure these things won't sell base model for more than $30,000. But Bentleys are nice. They are sort of reliable. They are definitely a luxury car brand, and definitely, and yes, everything is handmade and hand-stitched and special, and it's not worth over $13 million. I mean, you take a look at it, you know what, $2 million. I understand, but that car is not near, that car is definitely not fast, right? It's not fast. Because they have a line of fast cars, but even their fast cars are not that fast. And if you're a Bentley lover, don't attack me. I'm just saying, the prices of Bentleys are obnoxious, and I understand everything is handmade and everything is luxurious and special and made out of wood that's aged more than my grandma. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But over $13 million? Like, come on. Or $13 million will get you a car collection that nobody has ever seen or even thought about. Now, from what I remember, this car was gonna come out into production and they weren't gonna make that much, obviously, because not many people are gonna spend $13 million on a car. So they thought they're gonna be smart with it. Oh, we're not gonna make that much because nobody's gonna buy them. I'm pretty sure that, you know, most of them are already booked. Bentleys to me are not cars. They're kind of statements, you know. I used to think Ferraris are statement cars, but Ferraris are not statement cars. Ferraris are good fun. You get in a Ferrari, you drive a Ferrari. Yes, there is a bit of a statement, but you're getting a good drive. Same for the Bentley. You are getting a nice, luxurious interior. But I don't know. Bentleys just don't age that well. And from anything that we know is Bentleys, they just always end up looking like shit. Give the car 5-6 years. Yes, most cars do age terribly, but there's a lot of cars out there that don't cost millions and millions that age that horribly. And some cars aging looks good, and some cars aging badly is kind of a nice thing. Like, I think that the McLaren F1 has aged horribly good, if you know, if you understand what I mean. I mean, you look at it, it definitely doesn't look modern, and it definitely doesn't look timeless. It looks old. It looks like an old piece of shit, but it's good. But anyways, I guess that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'm going to be filming another video now, so I can have a couple of videos so I can put them out, because I don't want to be uploading a video every week. You know, I'm not exactly car wow, so I need to have stuff out, and I study a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, and if you happen to live in Florida and you have a car that you don't mind, I don't know why I'm whispering now. And again, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, and if you liked the video, like it. If you didn't like it, also like it, and leave a comment if you know anything else that I didn't mention today. Yeah, I'll see you guys next video.